Okay, so you can read all of Bringers of the Dawn. You can listen to the audio on YouTube. I'm just going to read you something here. Okay, channeled information, Pleiadians. I read this first in the early 90s. So there. Since you are in the altered state, you do not always know you're in it. That is the beginning of the dimensional merge. When you return home from a sacred site, you may look back and say, wow, what happened there? That is the feeling of experiencing different dimensions. Okay. Dimensional collisions are another story. Those who are gripped with fear and refuse to change, even though their purpose is to be on the planet at this time to change, will experience the dimensions as collisions. Sounds like a tower moment. The dimensional merge for them will be like a solid wall of cement hitting another solid wall. That must be why it's so uncomfortable. This is already occurring on a very small scale as discomfort in the nervous system. People may develop diseases of the nervous system simply because of their refusal to evolve and change their stand about themselves and their reality. All of you who are working with other humans, whether you are medical people, body workers, teachers, energy workers, musicians, okay, human dilemma, the need to shift the definition of self and reality. So this is, we're all becoming self-aware as we move to New Earth. And the Bringers of the Dawn stuff was like in the 90s, but you know, there's no such thing as time, and we get there when we get there. And we're getting there. Okay. Use your will and mind to decide how you would like reality to construct itself. By doing this, you will eventually discover that there is a higher will and a higher plan, and you will ride your consciousness to it and discover the divine path. This divine path has in mind the evolution of consciousness. You, as a human species, have believed for eons what others have told you about yourselves. As we have said, there has been a purpose to this. Others have wanted to control you. Strive as you would for attainment. It was difficult on the planet because the DNA was scattered and closed down. So no matter what you wanted, the vibrational connections were not available. Now that the vibrational connections are coming into the planet, the divine plan, which you can think of as a grid or blueprint, is coming closer to Earth. And the dimensions are going to meet eventually. When they are going to meet is up to you. So when you meet that frequency to go to that next level. The divine plan is not scheduled to come here on a specific date. It depends on how quickly humans can meet the needs and master themselves. And you'll know that by the frequency. What does it mean to master yourself? In order to understand the divine plan and move into the blueprint, you must look at yourself. You must be able to master who you are. So know yourself, self-awareness. There are many things in your society for which you must master a test in order to say, yes, I qualify. I've mastered these rules and I utilize them and put them to my will. For example, getting a car license, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Earth at this time is a very difficult place to be, simply because those who are coded to bring the changes into the planet are coded to teach themselves. Okay, so this is the 90s, and we're there. We're there now. You see, the problems on this planet over and over has been the gods, one god after another. Who have the gods been? The gods created you. You are their project. You are dear to them. However, some of them you are not very dear to because they do not understand emotions and feelings. You're here to master your emotions. And some of them are enamored of different realities than you are. Consciousness is allowed its expression, and you have been allowed your expression within limitation by those who have been governing you. From your point of view, you have never let them govern you, and you have no idea that they exist. They bring dramas into the planet in the guise of what you call religion, leadership, or sometimes inspiration. Events, even though they are orchestrated to achieve certain things, sometimes gather those who hang on, and many other probabilities come out other than what was intended. We want to communicate to you that there is a drastic change going on. We cannot emphasize this enough. Earth is in for a big shakeup. The shakeup involves humanity processing and conceiving of data that is totally out of the current paradigm. This means that your nervous system will be assaulted with data and must be able to unlock itself from how it believes it controls or perceives reality. The task for you, members of the family of light, who have desired to take this information inside of yourselves is to anchor a new frequency on the planet by anchoring it impeccably inside of yourselves. And as light workers and star seeds, that's what we came here to do. To raise the vibration of Mother Earth and her people, to anchor a new frequency, to hold our own core frequency. And a lot of us have done most of it alone. This is not easy. It was not meant to be easy. You did not come here to have an easy assignment. You are renegades and systems busters. And you have been renegades. If we could give each of you a minute's worth of your multidimensional memories, you would know what we're talking about. You would know in the deepest portion of your being that time and time again, in different guises and different collections of form, you have gone where change is needed to be anchored. You have gone many times and busted the paradigm. Systems busters. Liberated yourselves and moved beyond where you thought your identity was. This is the divine plan, merging the self. The divine plan has many ramifications and brings together many kinds of forces. You have heard us talk about the forces of light and the forces of dark. We have nicknamed them the white t-shirts and the dark t-shirts. To make the situation neutral and have you know that it's a game. We also want you to know that there is a grave seriousness to the game. Ooh, sounds scary. And that, and that in and around and above the game is the divine plan. The divine plan can be anchored as a vibration into certain human bodies that are coded for this and that came here to carry this frequency. Then you can rise to your own blueprint of impeccability. When your own life rises to a position where you do not even recognize it as your life, you allow the energy of the non-physical realms to use you as a conduit, to merge the dimensions and liberate consciousness into a new way of perceiving. Even though there is death and destruction coming to your world, remember that death and destruction come in the autumn every year on the planet. The flowers and leaves and the trees die off by the frost. Things wither and die. Perhaps someone who lives where it is always summer would be very disturbed when they saw autumn for the first time. They would think, goodness, the world is being destroyed here. All this beauty is being taken away. Understand that this is what is going on Earth. It is a season when some things will die so that many new things can be born. It is all part of the divine plan. And then the next chapter is Emotions, the Secret in the Chronicles of Time. Now, I read, Barbara Marciniak has Family of Light, the Earth book, I think The Shift, there's one more, and Earth being the living library. This book has shifted in timeline, so it's changed what it said to me. But it was written sometime in the 90s, and I read it in the 90s, and I have read it many times since then. Barbara Marciniak's channelings are just wonderful. But anyway, Teachings from the Pleiadians, it's on YouTube as an audiobook, all of it. So read by the author, and also it's another version, either read by some sort of a computer or a man. I can't really tell. Why are you doing that with your eyes? Because it's fun. I love you. Bye.